I want you guys to join in. I want you guys to give me feedback. And if you have any questions, I may bring one or two of you on here with me live. I want to talk about the most newest dating slangs. Like, we know, do you guys know what I'm talking about? As I want to get right into it, because dating is not easy, especially for a lot of us over 40. It has been increasingly harder. We all know that. And we're just getting back into the dating scene. And we kind of know a few of, like, say, catfishing and ghosting and breadcrumbing, some people know of. And we know those kind of dating terms, slangs, I'm going to say. But a lot of them are so new because we have been in relationships, and these terms have come to be as of 5 to 7 years, and we've been in relationships and we've been coming out of them, and I want to get you guys up to speed. So I want to discuss that with you guys so you're in the know, and it's not just like the youngins knowing all this and we don't know and we're behind. So I want to like I said, I want you guys to join in. Funny question. What makes you laugh and where are you ticklish? What makes me laugh? A good humorous person. Especially I love a good humorous man as long as he makes me laugh. And where I'm ticklish, you're going to have to watch that on My Mom, Your Dad, because that's actually happened in one of the scenes. So, all right, so let's get started in this. But that's a great question. All right, let's get started on this. And I think we may go over the 30 minutes. I don't know. But let me ask you guys, do you guys know what benching is? Think about this for a little bit. We're going to go over the terms that we do know, but I want to get you guys into some of the newer ones. Think about it. In sports, benching is, does anyone know? Hands up. Anyone want to join in on this one? Well, let's talk about benching. I'm not getting any response here, so you guys, I think I need to give you the question. Someone goes, yep. Piano Man says, yep. All right, what's benching, Piano Man? So benching, think about it like you're a player on a team, but the coach has you on the sidelines. Camilo got it. He said reserve. Yes. Someone's been doing their homework, and we know I think a lot of us who has kids in our 20s, we're finding out about these terms, and they kind of tell us, which is kind of, I always do my research, but I love going back to my daughter. So, you're good enough to play in the sports team, but you're not necessarily, exactly, Piano Man got it. You are not the first choice that a person is, why you're not necessarily their first choice, so they're leaving you on the bench. Has that happened to anyone here? Are you guys going to be honest with me? I want to get real. I want to get honest. I want to get raw tonight. So yeah, they don't want to completely remove you from the roster. Roger, yep, they want to be second fiddle. And this usually happens when you date in rotation. How many of you date in rotation? Let me see your hands up. Let me see. I would love to know how many of you date in rotation, or do you put your eggs in one basket? That's what I would love to know. So if you guys want to tell me, we can talk about that. We're here amongst friends. So, all right, let's get to the next one. Breadcrumbing. How about breadcrumbing? How many of you know what breadcrumbing is? So we don't do breadcrumbing, not at our age. But how many of you know what that is? You definitely shouldn't allow that. Let's just say someone continuously, yes, Camilo, it is too exhausting, but guess what? I love to discuss these things with you because I want to arm you with the right knowledge and that you already know and you've got it picked up. So when you know it's happening, you're like, no, she's breadcrumbing me. And you know what? I'm way too good for this. I'm walking away. Because a lot of people do get confused and you get that little anxiety and that little, like in the pit of your stomach, that little feeling. We don't want it. We don't want that. We don't want that for you guys. No way. My IG family, you guys are way too good for this. So definitely don't want you guys. Yeah, breadcrumbing kind of stinks, Roger. Absolutely. So like, let's say someone continuously sends you like flirtatious texts, but there's no meeting, there's no dates to send you out that little text, just like to throw you, like think about it, to a bird. You throw little breadcrumbs to the bird and you're going to come and you're going to peck at it. and you're just satisfied at that moment with those little breadcrumbs that they're dropping, like, oh my gosh, she texted me, how exciting. And she's going to continue. Yes, being led on, David, exactly. And then you're hoping for that next one and that next one. And I think it's just kind of like almost like a high with that person because they're not really interested in a potential relationship. I think what they like, do you agree with me or not? They like is the attention that you give back. And a lot of people just get excited over just that little bit. So yeah, exactly, Piano Man. Next, let's move along. Not from my IG family. All right, here's a newer one that I had to actually look up when I was told about this. How about breezing? And this is a positive one, actually. Yes, Camila, immediate satisfaction. That was for the breadcrumbing. But let's move on. We're going to move on to breezing. And this is actually a positive dating slang. I would like to know if you guys know what breezing is. This is what I want for you guys to have, is this when you're dating and you want to be, come on guys, I want to bring someone on here with me. I want to bring Papa Monkey. Hey, how are you? Welcome aboard. Welcome to the live. So let me see. Does anyone know? Because it's a positive word. What is it? I'm going to tell you. I want you guys to be in your dating. When you're on a date, it's about being carefree. It's about being authentic. Yup, Roger. Basically, it's just chilling. You're relaxed. You're all about just into the date. You're in the moment. And oh my goodness, be my queen. Oh, wow. All right. Flirting there. Yeah, you're confident enough to be yourself. And that's how you have to be. Because you know what? If the person is for you, remember, what is for you, no one can ever take away. So next date, I want to hear back. When I go on my next live, I want to hear one of you come back and be like, hey, Karen, I was breezing on my last date that I had. I totally want to hear that from you guys, and for you guys just to be really authentic. Just be yourself. That's all. And enjoy it. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Romantic guy that can cook and clean. Oh, wow. All right. So let's move on, guys. Okay. Catfishing. I know everyone knows what catfishing is. What is catfishing? Let's see. I know you guys know what this is. It's really one of the most common terms, but I do want to go over it with you. I know my guy Roger knows exactly, because Roger is one absolutely smart guy on dating. So he's always has like the greatest responses when we go on these lives. So, yep, Piano Man, fake profile. It could be, as dating terms, it's one of the most commonly used. Roger, you know you do always have the great answers. So it's where someone kind of creates a false identity as to who they are to lure in prospective romantic partners. Have any of you ever been catfished? Like, let's say, so Russ says he just learned this from a girl last weekend. Wow, she's pretty smart. She must have taught you some really good terms here. That's great. That's a great girl. So yeah, so tell me, have any of you been catfished? I would love to know. Let's say you were exchanging messages, and it's usually when you meet someone online and they create this fake profile, because obviously if you meet in person, it's not going to happen. But let's say you go to meet and you show up at the place and it's not the person, different profile, or it could be someone who puts pictures that are 10 years old, 20 years old. I've had that happen. It was probably like 10 years, only happened to me once. Pictures were probably about 10 years old and he was about 30 pounds heavier. So, wasn't the same guy. It happened to me once. So have any of you been really catfished really bad? And I think how we can avoid that is make sure, like, if you're not sure of the person, you can always do a quick, 10-minute FaceTime if you're really not sure of them. Because, I mean, with social media now, you should be able to see, like, the person's latest picture. People put up videos, and you actually see. It's kind of easier now, I think, when we have more of the social media. But some people say I don't have social media, which that to me is a huge red flag, because even if you're not deep into social media. People always have social media, even if it is to spy on people. You always have social media. Someone says, oh, who freak what? Not if they refuse to do FaceTime. Then if they refuse to do FaceTime, then you know what you say? Well, I'm going to move on to the next person. I don't feel comfortable. Yeah, you just, gotta go. Roger says he likes to FaceTime at some point soon if the vibe is there. Absolutely. And I don't recommend like a 2-hour FaceTime. I really don't recommend that because you kind of kill off the first date if you are wanting to meet and vibe with each other and see if there is that connection. But a quick 10-minute call just to see if you can have a little conversation going and, the polarity's there. And I always say that dating is like a conversation before you meet is kind of like a tennis match. You throw the ball each time over the net. So absolutely, you can definitely do that. Piano Man says they look like IG models. Oh my goodness. Well, the catfish of a 10-year-old picture is also catfishing. Absolutely fraud. It absolutely is. Oh, Papa Monkey, I'm so sorry about that. We'll get that definitely into another one about cheating. So I absolutely am sorry about that for you. Not all women are like that. So definitely, continue forward. Let me ask you, how about kitten fishing? Does anyone, Piano Man says most people use filters. Sometimes they look not as good as person. Their worst pictures, what they probably look like. Okay, that could be also definitely. That does happen, but you kind of do a little bit of research. And like I say, people put up videos, and if not, there's social media that you can definitely do. There's so many things that you can LinkedIn. There's so many things that you can go back and try to see what the person looks like. Kitten fishing. Has anyone heard of kitten fishing? This is a new one. I was like, what? There's catfishing and there's kitten fishing? Now I'm getting a little too confused here, but yeah, guys, let's keep it up to speed here. So, kitten fishing, isn't when someone is outright lying, which is what we're going to say. That's like, say they're stating a different age and is different, on their profile. That to me is a huge red flag. Whether, when they put there, let's just say 55 and though they're 62. I'd rather know that you're 62. That I don't care about that. I don't know if you guys care about that. To me, I don't think it's about the age. I think it's about the connection that you have with someone. Obviously, for me, I'm not going to be with a 29-year-old guy or a 30-year-old guy, but definitely I think it's more about the connection. But that's kind of what kitten fishing is. They may lie about their age. They use old profiles or highly edited. So that's not really catfishing. That's kitten fishing. That's like a smaller version of catfishing. So how about Wokefishing? I want to know about that one. Does anyone know what Wokefishing is? This is kind of a little bit of a different one. Let me see. Who frequents is the age thing is their idea. In what terms? Are they bad at math? That's what I always say. Are they bad at math? Like, I'm going to find out, or the person's going to find out eventually. Like, I have had guy friends that have said to me, oh, she lied to me about her age. She was 45 and she said she was 40, which is so silly by 5 years. But anyways, and then he's like, we were together for, quite some time, 3-4 months. We actually went away. I went to go book tickets, and lo and behold, you got to give an ID. So at some point, that ID is coming out, guys. Men and women, please don't lie about those things. If the person doesn't like you for who you are and what your age is, let it go. I mean, because that to me is not a huge thing. And as a dating coach, just be real. That's the most important part. So if they don't want you because you're older, then hey, move on. Next. So, all right. So woke fishing, it describes someone who deliberately tries to impose their beliefs on you. So I spoke about this in one of my past lives, that this did happen with someone that I dated. And immediately I was like, gotta go. I'm out the door. And so I just think everyone should have their own ideas and their own beliefs, and don't try to impose. I mean, I think it's great having a healthy debate, and this is what my belief is. What's your belief on this, or what's your take on this? And I think a lot is happening now with politics, which I don't like to discuss politics. So, definitely we live in a free country. You vote for who you want, stand by who you want. I'll stand by who I want, because at the end of the day, nobody cares about us in politics. So That's what woke fishing is, when they try to impose their beliefs on you, or maybe their religion. I haven't had much of that. So let's see, what does this say? Fraud says age is funny. Okay, age is funny. Like they look younger, so they're just saying the correct age is beat. I'm not understanding, but I think what you're trying to say is that they've been told that they look younger, so they're saying that they're younger, and that the correct age, yeah, I'm not sure, but I pretty much, you kind of know, someone tells you they're 49 and you're like, I'll try 10 years more, but just be yourself, guys. All right, I know you guys know about this because I did a reel on this. And I think I might have spoken about this before with someone, cuffing. So we're still in November. So I think we call it cuffing season. Cuffing season right now is they call it November. I think they're still drafting for cuffing season. Do you know what cuffing is? Roger, I know you know what cuffing is. This was on one of my reels. I actually did a joke about it. And I put the dates as to what cuffing season is. I know you guys know what this is. Let's see if one of you can answer me, or you want to join in on me. I will totally bring you on with me. No, it's not about being with one person, because right now is draft season, Roger. Let's see. Cuffing season. Let's see, tied to one queen, not the whole court. No. Okay, so cuffing season is, and like I said, I've addressed this before. And when cuffing season started in October, I think it's quite funny. I think it's more for people in the colder climates, what they say, but I think it's all around, especially here. I'm in Miami. Oh my God, I think it's cuffing season all year round. David says locking someone down as to have one partner for the holidays. Camilo says securing someone for the holidays. Ding, ding, ding. Both of you guys got it right. Yes. Yes. It is people who typically would be single, but they want to be with someone during the holidays. So they jump into a relationship, and it's always during the holiday months, because they avoid spending the holidays alone. And so I'm sorry. Drafts and tryouts were in October, and right now it's preseason. That's what the season says, so it's so ridiculous. But yeah, it's someone who doesn't want to be alone for the holidays, which is just so silly. And then they break up once the holidays are done. So they say, what is it? They say the Super Bowl. You know how the Super Bowl is in January. Or January, early February. That's when cuffing season ends. You get to the Super Bowl, and then you break up. You get your trophy and walk away. So it's crazy. Piano Man says, but then you have to buy a Christmas present. Well, I mean, I wouldn't get into a relationship for the present, but yeah, I don't know. How many of you would actually get into a relationship just to get a present? I mean, I have my own bank account. If I want to get something, I will go and buy it myself. I don't need to get into cuffing season. Russ says, seems like a hard game, cuffing. Yeah, it is. It's a hard game. Some people like to play it. All right. Let's go on to the other one. I know you guys know this one, and this is one of my huge pet peeves when I talk to my clients. It is the number one rule. I say, do not do this. So if you guys can guess it, I want to bring someone on with me. Ghosting. Who knows what ghosting is? This to me is that is like the worst thing that you can do to someone. Who knows what ghosting is? I want to hear from you guys. Let me take a sip of water here. Oh, that's good. Who freak one? Yes. Yeah, it is only for relationship. Absolutely. Hopefully you actually are in love with her when you do care about her. Ghosting anyone. Camilo, come on, Roger. I know one of you have to know what this is. Come on, my guys. I know you guys know exactly what this is. Ghosting. Because it is one of my pet peeves. So to me, it is one of the most incredibly cruel acts that you can do to someone while you are dating, and they abruptly they ghost. They end all communication. And when I say ghosting, when I say dating, when we're talking about ghosting, I'm not talking about someone that, yeah, Camila says blocking. Roger says, yes, it stinks. Absolutely. I'm not talking about, like, let's say you connected on an app. Camila says disappearing. Yep. And maybe you had, you know, a few exchanges and then she disappears or he disappears. To me, that's not ghosting. You haven't met, you haven't really invested more than a few exchanges back and forth. That to me, that the person kind of just disappears. There's nothing there. But once you have made that connection, once you have gone on one date, once you have gone on another date, some people, like let's say they may go on 4 or 5 dates. I have heard from a client, and I never disclose their name, so they're fine with me. I always say, hey, I may use you on one of my lives. And they're like, yeah, I always get their permission. But like, he was dating a woman, and it's both men and women. I will not blame just one sex. And they were like 2 months dating, and all of a sudden she just ghosted him. She just completely blocked him. She wouldn't answer his texts or his phone calls. And I was like, you know what? Move on. That's it. Eventually they do come back because they like to, and I always say like the little haunting likes to come back. No, that's why it's called ghosting. Absolutely not. So here is my rule. Fraud says a disappearing act of dating instead of saying that they just don't want to continue dating, talking. Exactly. And here is, as a dating coach, here is my rule. If you've been on 1 to 2 dates, I think it is fine for you to text the person and gently, in a nice way, because I always remember, what you don't want done to you, don't do to another person. That's my number one rule. That's with dating. That's with relationships, whether it's family, whether it's business, whether it's going, you know, to a waitress, whatever it is, just human contact. But 1 or 2 dates, I always say it's fine that you can text back and you can say, you know, after maybe date 1 or date 2, hey, it was really nice getting to know you. I'm just not feeling it, or I just am not, you know, not feeling it, or I'm getting friend vibes. I do wish you the best. Absolutely. In a nice way. And 9 out of 10 times, and I'm really going to say 9.5 out of 10 times, people will respond like, thanks, I wish you the best too. And you move on. I think after date 3, the person does deserve a phone call. Absolutely. And you could say, hey, I am not, because you've invested a little bit of time into each other. And you could say, hey, listen, you know, we've gone out. I'm not feeling this. And definitely when you've been dating 1 or 2 months, definitely you let them go. Absolutely. Piano Man says, just be honest. That's all. Fraud is saying it's always hard to be rejected, but it is fine to say it's not what I want. Nothing personal. Absolutely. And remember, when this happens, we have all been rejected. It's not about you. It's about the other person. And I always say that moves you closer to the person that should be the person for you. I always say that, definitely. So, you know, as humans, but yeah, you do feel a little bit of that rejection, but it's okay. You know, I think as long as the person is kind, and just be kind, don't do the ghosting. I know, listen, I have been one that I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to make this phone call. And you feel like that little knot in your stomach, but it's not the person for you. And why would you want to lead them on? Just be kind. And I think that is the best, rip that Band-Aid off. And that's the best policy that you can have. And, you know, hopefully the universe, it doesn't come back to you in the sense of like, if you ghost someone, be assured that they're going to ghost you back. Russ says, that's okay with communication. Ghosting with no notice isn't polite or nice. It's always okay to say no, but 0 contact, if at all, is nice and is instantly dark, not cool. Be nice. Yep, absolutely. Just be nice. That's the key here in dating, is being nice, and always, what you don't want done to you, don't do to another person. Absolutely. Piano Man. Okay, we're gonna get off the subject, but I will answer this question. So what's the best way to meet someone other than being introduced by a friend? Oh my gosh, you just have to make yourself, obviously people are going to say apps. My suggestion is do not sign up more than 2 apps for sure. Social media. Social media has been a huge one. I did not believe in it before. I had a conversation, or I think I may have had a live with one of other dating coach, and we talked about it. And I was like, oh, okay, you should actually be open to meeting people on social media. Absolutely. You may not know who you meet on there. And other than that, be open. I mean, it could be a supermarket. It could be you're out with friends waiting for a table, happy hour, at the gym. I think it's just about being open. A smile can just make doors open. I mean, I've been hit on in the supermarket. And yes, I understand. You only have 30 seconds to basically, hey, get in there, make that conversation, kind of make the connection, and see if you can be like, hey, I would love to maybe, hey, do you have you can always say if you don't feel comfortable asking for their number, because that is very hard, or maybe you don't have a business card on you and you don't want to hand them that business card, you could always be like, hey, I'd love to, do you have an Instagram or Facebook, and kind of follow them on there and get to know them that way and be able to exchange messages. Definitely. Yeah, friends is a good way. I haven't had, I don't trust my friends in that sense. That's a different live, but yeah, that I don't like that. And yeah, it's about timing. Always, it's about timing. That definitely is. It's about timing. All right, so let's move on, because these are good, and I see we're getting to the half an hour, and I want to continue on with you guys. How about haunting? Does anyone know what haunting is? I'm going to give you guys a few seconds here. Haunting. I have a lot of ghosts that haunt my account. So I want to know if you know what haunting is. Okay, it is someone that continuously watches your Instagram or Snapchat stories. They're haunting you, but they don't make the move towards you. So, and they just lurk in the background. That's it. They're making no communication. I know, Fran, this is way too many terms, and that is why we're doing this. I want to get you guys up to speed. Why should like the 20 and 30-year-olds have all this knowledge? I want to get you guys in on this knowledge so you guys are prepared and you're like, oh yeah, totally. Yeah, I know what that is. And you already know that. Yeah, stalking. Exactly, Russ. Yeah. So I'm sure of us have many stalkers. They're voyagers. Yes, Piano Man, they're voyagers. And you know what? That's great. They don't want to make that move. Fantastic. You know what? Thank you for helping my algorithm. That's always my response. So when they don't want to make that move. Okay. Pocketing. Does anyone know what pocketing is? Come on, guys. And if you have questions, definitely ask me these questions. If anyone wants to come on live, come on me. But only if you're going to discuss what we're talking about. Like, don't come on live for other questions, or dating questions. All I'm going to refer to is dating questions in the sense of what we're discussing, like not dates with me or anything, but we're going to only discuss dating questions that may pertain to you guys. So if I would love to invite one of you guys on, but if we're going to keep it to that, that's what we're going to be discussing. Okay, so pocketing, guys. Let me see about pocketing. Does anyone know about pocketing? Let's see. Camilo's laughing. It's my friend in LA. He knows stories. So that's my fellow Colombian in LA. So yes, Roger. Yes. Pocketing, keeping things hidden. They are keeping you hidden. They date you, and when they're keeping you hidden, I'm not talking about social media, because some of us just can't do that. But I'm just talking about person, like let's say they're not introducing you to friends. They're not introducing you to family. They're not taking you around in social settings, social gatherings. So, that is pocketing. For me, my personal rule is, and this is my personal rule, until there's a ring on this finger, there will be no one on my social media. So, and we are way far from that. So, that's my personal boundary. I think everyone has to have their personal boundaries, but absolutely, you have to introduce people to your family. You have to introduce people to your friend, the person you're dating, to your friends. If they're not doing that and they're hiding you, or they're like, no, don't take any pictures, doesn't mean you have to put them up on social media. There's something that's going on. You're worth so much more. You should not be pocketed. So definitely do not do that at all. Let me see. Interesting. You take them to out of the way places to eat. Yes, Roger. They'll take you out of places to eat. And that could be kind of the pocketing of, are they hiding you because there's something going on in the background, or, they're using you as a placeholder, maybe. I'm not sure. Well, I do want to say hi to someone. I know we can't bring him on, but I want to say hi to Shane, who's joining us from Australia, and hopefully soon we can actually introduce who he is. So, hey, Shane, Aussie guy over there. So, okay, Let's see. I want to know if you guys want to know what roaching is. This sounds so nasty, but what is roaching? Do you guys know what roaching is? Does anyone know? I know I am like giving you guys all of these dating slangs, and you guys are going to be armed with it. So, roaching. Anyone want to guess what roaching is? Roger, Camilo, come on. Those are my two A guys that know. Absolutely, Shane. Absolutely. Same family. Roaching. Does anyone know what roaching is? Okay. Roaching is when you are dating someone, but that person secretly is dating or sleeping with multiple other partners. So, everything is hidden. There you go, Camilo. I just gave it to you. They come out, they're out when it's dark, and then when the light comes on, they go in. So they're kind of, they're playing you basically. So, and hoping that if you're sleeping with someone, you're not sleeping with multiple partners. But that's hey, to each his own. I respect each of you. So, but yeah, that's when someone's roaching you. Keep your eyes out for that. Let's see. Zombieing. Definitely being played, Roger. Absolutely. We don't want to be played. We're too smart for that. No, that's why you have dating coach here to keep you up. We're not letting that happen to you. Zombieing, guys. Does anyone know what zombieing is? Let's see if you guys know this. Oh, zombieing. Okay. We're going to come back in a few weeks. I'm going to test you guys all on this. Are you going to tell me, Karen, I went on this date and this is what happened? Let's see. Hey, Brian, how are you? Okay, zombieing, are you ready? This refers to an ex that comes back into your life after they have left. Like they come back from the dead. It's essentially someone that ghosts you. It's most often someone that ghosts you and they automatically come back into your life. Yes, Roger, when they come back. I know I did a reel on this, so you guys know what this is. Absolutely. Yeah, zombie people come back to you after things have ended. Absolutely fraud. What do we say when they come back? You go back into my profile. If you do not know the reel, what do we say? We're like, the door is closed. The door is closed, and you just close that door. Don't open that door. You're too good for that. And here is what I always say. Never, never, ever, ever disturb the dead. Never. Never, 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 never. I don't care. Yep, Roger says, bye, Felicia. Absolutely. Bye, Felicia. Bye, bye, Frank. So, exactly. Camila says, oh, we don't play that. We don't play that whatsoever. Absolutely. We just close that door, and that is it. All right, great. Thanks, Shane, for joining in for a little bit. All right. Let's see. What am I going to... Okay, vacationing. Vacationing. Does anyone know what vacationing is? I want to know about that. Does anyone know about vacationing? A lot of people do this way too soon when they start dating and they're not into a relationship. And sometimes it moves the relationship forward. Sometimes it absolutely just ends the relationship. So, vacationing. It's taken from the words bae, as in B-A-E, like my babe, bae, and vacation. All right. It is. This is what vacation implies. It is going on vacation with someone that you just met or recently started dating. So, yep, fraud. Going on vacation too early is absolutely dangerous. Yep, I absolutely agree with you. I have a question for you guys. When do you think it's the right time to go on vacation if you have been dating? There's no right or there's no wrong answer. I just love to get feedback from you guys. So what is it? When do you think is the right time? Give me an answer here. Does anyone want to join me on here and answer that question live? Who's brave? I want to know. Gentleman says using a vacation to get to the intimate part. Yep. Some will try that. Absolutely. Yep. None of you are going to answer me. When is the right time? Okay. There's no right or wrong answer, guys. All right. I kind of always like to ask. Piano Man says 6 months of dating. Okay. Okay. Wow. I like that. David says when you're dating exclusively. Yep. I like that, David. Absolutely. Roger says, I think after a few months, the vibe is there. You maybe meet each other's friends or family. I like that. Fraud says it's when you are exclusive and both want to know the same, want to enjoy the same adventure. I think so. Camilo says, tough question. I went through that. So do you want to share in that story, Camilo? Russ says, oh, after the first date. Okay. That may be good for you. Okay. Okay. I mean, maybe you want to get like separate rooms at that point, but all right. Let's see. Tough question. Camilo, did you go through that? Did you go through the vacation? If you don't want to answer, that's okay. Just say, no, I'm not answering. But did you actually go through the vacation, or you were thinking about it and then kind of backed out and said, I don't want to go on there? Yeah. Camilo says exclusive for sure after meeting family. Yep. After meeting, I think definitely after being exclusive. And I think after meeting family, I think that depends also. If we're talking about maybe like siblings, friends, absolutely. Sometimes it's tough depending, like if they have children, what are the children's ages? I think if they're older and they're adults, that's completely different in meeting their child or their children. I think with younger children, my personal opinion, which I do give when my clients ask me, is don't bring a string of women or men through your door. It should be after you're into a serious, exclusive relationship, definitely. And there's solid grounding there for the younger kids. I think for older, it's definitely different. So yeah, absolutely. All right. So you guys got that one. Okay. Let's see. I have so many here. I want to pick out another one for you guys. Let's see. Okay, how about hardballing? Does anyone know? Let me see. Fraud says meeting children vacation is not good. It should be at home. Yes, yeah. No, I don't mean like taking the kids on vacation with you, Fraud. No. Absolutely not. I think if someone said meeting each other's family before going on vacation, I think we need to specify as to what family means, because family for some is, their children. Panaman says you should start a dating app. I'm a dating coach. So does that count? I think that's better than a dating app. So I'm actually here to help you guys. And I want to see you guys succeed in love and find the person that's for you. Absolutely. So, some people, it's hard for them to, sometimes it backfires on me being a dating coach, and dating. So, and then there's actually some men who are up for it. So it just depends. Okay. Hardballing. This is one of my favorites. It's one of the rare positive dating terms that I was able to do research on. And I'm going to say it is going to be my favorite on this list. Let's see. Yeah, kids is huge, Camilo. Absolutely. I think it's there's a future with that person. So absolutely, it is huge. So, too many defensive tools for yourself, probably. I don't know, Fraud, maybe. I think I'm just well equipped, and that's okay. And I think that's great because when I'm dating, I date with intention. I'm not playing. So, okay, guys, let's get back to you guys because I want you guys prepared, okay? Hardballing. Does anyone know what hardballing is? One of my favorites on this list. It's actually the favorite of my list. Okay. Hardballing is when you tell someone your expectations up front before you even go out with them. Are you dating with intention? Are you just dating to find someone casual and be fun? I don't think it's ultimatums, not yet. And I don't think you really should give a person an ultimatum. You shouldn't not control, but you shouldn't give a person an ultimatum. If the person is supposed to be for you, I think you guys are understanding on that. And there shouldn't be ultimatums. Absolutely not. I think both of you are or value to each other if you're dating. But yes, so hardballing is like, let's say you tell someone your expectations up front. If you are a person who is dating casually, okay, and you're just in it for the fun, and I'm not judging anyone here, okay, everyone has their own things, but you can, let's say you are dating for fun. You're dating for one night stands. You're just dating, no judgment. You're dating to have nights out and have a great time. You're not dating with intentions. You absolutely, definitely do not want to get with someone who is telling you, I am dating with intentions. When I date, it doesn't mean they're looking at you going, this is my long-term person. Absolutely, 100%. I'm looking at her or him to marry him. No, but they're looking at you to see if you guys are compatible for anything that for the future. So you don't want to date someone who wants something casual and you're looking for something serious. You don't want to date, maybe you're someone who does not get intimate and you're in an exclusive relationship and someone is looking for just, doesn't care, 1 or 2 dates, I sleep with them, So you have to be kind of on the same page on a lot of things. So, you're expressing to them what your wants, what your needs are when they ask you. And you know what? I think this is the best one because it weeds out people that are not aligned with you. And that's really important. So, yeah. Roger says, for sure, say what you're seeking long term. I don't want to date forever. Oh my gosh, who wants to date forever? Well, some people, I have a friend who's an eternal bachelor and that's what he's happy with. And more power to him. No judgment. Absolutely. Fraud says boundaries are okay, but hard balls can ruin the chance before you get to know them. Absolutely. Yeah. Boundaries are huge. And always remember, boundaries are not for the people that you are dating. Boundaries are for yourself. So you have to know to keep yourself within your boundaries as to what you will expect and not expect from someone, or not expect, what you will actually accept, not accept, accept from someone. And those boundaries are definitely for you. And it definitely weeds out the people that you don't align with. All right, guys, we're going to get to the last one here. We're going on 45 minutes. You guys have been amazing. All right, let's see. Love bombing. How many of you love bomb and how many of you have been love bombed? I want to know about that. That is absolutely huge in dating. I want to know about that. Have any of you been love bombed or have any of you love bombed anyone? And do you know what love bomb is? Panoman says question mark. Me, Camilo, have you love bombed someone or have you been love bombed? Share it with your most intimate friends here on Instagram. Oh my goodness. Let's see what Camilo comes back with. Let's go, Camilo. Let's see. Have you love bombed or have you been love bombed? Manipulative. Absolutely. Yes. When someone, yes. Manipulation. They use manipulation. Okay. So love bombing is completely, it's when someone overwhelms you with loving words, with behavior as manipulation techniques. They oversaturate you and go crazy with attention and affection and try to win your trust immediately. I always say, always keep it at a slow burn. Remember, if you go into something full on, full blast, what happens? A fire rages real quick. It goes down real quick. If you have what I call the slow burn and you guys are working towards something, that is most likely going to last versus, and you're going to get into a great relationship versus something that you just love bomb and they're, you're getting, at least for women, they're getting, this has happened to me before. They send you flowers, weekly. And I'm saying in the beginning, I'm not saying when you're exclusive and you're dating and you're more serious. They're sending you flowers. They're giving you gifts. You're beautiful. You're this, you're that. They're constantly calling you all day. They're constantly texting. It's too much. They want to gain your trust too quickly. They try to bring the stars down to you. And I'm not talking about dating. I'm not talking about in a nice pace of dating. I'm talking about immediately, they're just bombing you, love bombing. Definitely, yeah, that's really not good. Camilo says that he's been love bombed. He can definitely talk about hours for that. Hey, absolutely we can. If you want to come on. And Roger says love bomb and they come back. Yeah, they usually come back because it's usually a trait that they have. It's like, it's almost like a high that they get, because once you've been love bombed, it's almost like a psychological effect, because a lot of people, when they love bomb you, then what they do, men and women, then they'll pull back completely from you. And all of a sudden you're left like in shambles. Like, what is going on? I thought this was great. And it's completely, really, really a cruel act as well. Roger, they're totally extra. Roger says, I stopped it right away and said, sorry, bye. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. And we're talking about excessiveness. We're not talking about you're dating and everything is going nice and you're going on dates and they're trying to absolutely impress you, or they're trying to, make sure it's beautiful dates and she's also into you and she's really paying attention to you. And that's not love bombing. We're talking about the excessiveness. So where it's just not normal. They run out because you may have, I don't know, you may have said, something was my favorite, and it's not just, they don't show up with it. They show up with 20 of them. So it's just, it's an excessiveness. So she says, nice to meet you here. Hi, nice to meet you. It's one thing to be affectionate and sweet, but don't be obsessive. And that's the word. They're obsessive with it because they want to get you into that web. You don't want that. So are there any others that I have missed that maybe you guys want me to go over with you guys? Because we've come to the end. Like I said, you guys. Oh, Camilo says he's requested. I'm going to bring Camilo on. Let's see what we're going to talk about. Let me get him on here. Go live with. Let's see what we're going to discuss. I was going to get off, but now we're going to go on here. Let's see what we're going to discuss. I love bringing you guys on. Let's see. Russ says relationships. Oh, hey.
Hey, how you doing?
I gotta get up higher. I became little. Oh my God. Hello, LA. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Very good. All right. What are you going to tell us? Come on. Share with your IG family here.
Yeah, love bombing, that's it's definitely a manipulative tactic.
Absolutely.
And I fell victim to it because they basically, you become addicted, especially if you've been through a hard relationship.
Yep.
They drop those love bombs and you become addicted to it. So then they pull it like they're fishing. They give it to you and then they pull it away.
Yeah.
And then they basically shame you or whatever they do. And then you're like searching for that love bomb. So you try to do something to kind of get that love bombing back.
Yes.
And it becomes a vicious cycle.
Yes. It's like the drug, the hit. You want the hit back. You want the hit.
Right.
That first hit.
Right. So, it's quite intense. It just became a roller coaster, and it lasted longer than it should have. But it's all good now.
Which usually happens. But the question is, my friend, I want to ask you, did you come out learning the lesson?
Oh, big time.
Then that's all. That's the best part of it.
Yeah, big time. It teaches you to be very cautious, have your boundaries, and be very honest up front in the beginning.
Yes.
So in case they have any intention, you're laying it out right on the table.
Yes.
And so yeah.
I love that. I don't like that it happened to you, but I love that you came out of it with the lesson learned. So yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
And I love that you come on here with me.
Yeah, absolutely, Karen. Good to see you.
Yes, you too. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us and being vulnerable. And that's just so beautiful. And coming on and always supporting.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Good night.
Bye.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. I don't know. Okay.
How do I turn it off?
Okay. Great. Mexico lindo. I don't know. Let's see. Someone has a question here. Let's see. Thank you. Love Flow says great topic. Love the viewers' engagement. I love them. They're always so engaged and I love it. Vishinu, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. I kind of butcher sometimes. I'm single. Do you have any suggestions for me? In terms of what? Like suggestions for what? Absolutely. Russ said love bomb. Easy come, easy go, pass. Absolutely. Pass. Next. Move on. Let's see. I love that Mexico's here with us. Okay. All right, guys. We have been on for close to 50 minutes. I usually do 30 minutes. I love that you guys have been on with me. Thank you so much. I am definitely going to, hey Kiki, how are you? That's Kiki, my castmate. I love her. She's always also here supporting. I definitely am, what are the subjects about? We just talked about different dating slangs that we were coming up to speed, and we were learning about different dating slangs. I definitely will put this back on my profile so you guys can watch it later and refer back to it. So, okay, guys, we've been close to 50 minutes. I always go 30, and I absolutely enjoy being with you guys. I love how you guys interact. You know, I completely appreciate each and every one of you. I am going to try to come back next week. It's going to be a little difficult because it is Thanksgiving, but I will be on next week on Wednesday Live on Univision on the segment of Dating Over 40 on El News Cafe. That will be live on Univision, Univision at 12 in the afternoon. So that is going to be really good. And if definitely catch me live on my segment on that network. And we'll be talking about dating after 40, and we'll see what viewer question I will be answering on that topic. So thank you so much, guys. I absolutely appreciate you. Love you. Thank you for spending your Wednesday evening with you. And thank you. Blessings to you too. Love you guys. Good night.